Hey, what's up, shitheads? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking out the TST R002 moped style e-bike from the nice folks over at TST. This thing sells for only $999 and has a host of features that should easily make it worth that price tag. But in today's video, we're going to find out, is it in fact worth the price of entry? Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and find out. Well, here it is, guys, up close and personal with the TST R002 moped style e-bike. Now for $999, this thing should be a no-brainer with the specs it has on paper. This has a 1500 watt peak motor in the rear, 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. We have these nice mag style wheels. This is a full suspension e-bike. Check out this cool moped style seat. Right away when I saw the seat, I was like really impressed. This seat looks very nice. I've seen bikes that cost way more than this that don't have seats anywhere near as nice as this one. And the nice feature about this bike is it gives you the ability to have a passenger. So you have this little passenger deck on the back and these cool little fold-out pegs. I think that's a pretty cool feature. For starters, we have 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes front and rear. In front, we have this dual crown non-adjustable suspension fork. You see this nice big headlight in the front. We have plastic fenders front and rear. This is a 20 by 4 inch fat tire e-bike. Here we have a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. You can charge this one of two ways. You can charge it while it's on the bike, or you can use a supplied key, take it off the bike and put it on the charger. This surprisingly does come with a 3 amp charger, which means you can charge this thing from 0 to full in just about 5 hours, which is pretty good. A lot of bikes that are more expensive than this one come with only 2 amp chargers. We have black metal pedals. Give you a closer look at this 48 volt rear hub motor that claims it has a peak power rating of 1500 watts. Has a 7-speed Shimano derailleur coupled with a 7-speed Shimano cassette in the rear. Your front double wall chainring. Here's your rear suspension, which is HLT 100. I've seen this rear shock on a number of e-bikes. You know, it's not my favorite rear shock, but for a bike that costs $1,000, I feel like this is acceptable. Give you a closer look at this rear passenger platform here. Bolts in with 4 pretty heavy duty Allen bolts. This bike does have a weight capacity of 450 pounds, which is quite impressive. And another nice thing about this bike is only roughly about 72 pounds, which is really light when it comes to e-bikes. One of the best benefits of this bike being 72 pounds is it's going to be a cakewalk to get this thing up the stairs. Oh yeah, no problem. It's easy. BMX style handlebars. Up here in the cockpit, you have your hydraulic disc brake handles, Core Ride hydraulic disc brakes. And for a little I've ridden this already, these brakes do feel nice. Has these rubberized grips. I actually really like these grips. This bike comes with a thumb throttle on the left-hand side and your basic controls here, and we'll go over into just how to operate this bike in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a moment here to go ahead and appreciate the overall aesthetic of this bike. I think this is a pretty nice looking bike. There's a number of moped style e-bikes on the market. I feel like this one looks better than a lot of them, and some of that definitely has to do with this really nice looking seat. Stitching on there, like diamond pleating. I really like this seat. Okay, to turn on your TST R002, you're gonna hold the power button here for a second. It's going to turn on your display. This is a very basic display, but it gives you the information you're going to need. You have your battery gauge, your PAS level, which there are 5 to choose from. In the toggle, you press plus or minus, your speedometer, and your tripometer. Now, I did have to unlock this bike, and let me show you how I did that real fast, because this is a different way to unlock this bike than any other bike I've encountered so far. So you're going to hold the brake handle, plus and minus, and the power button at the same time. And when the bike turns on, you're going to place the plus and minus for a couple seconds. That's going to get you into the menu. Tap the headlight button, and this P3 you're going to set from 0 to 1, and that will unlock the full potential of the R002. TST claims this bike will fit a rider from 5'2" to 6'4". I'm 6'2". Let's see how it looks with me. Pretty easy to get on and off if you ask me. I'm not sure how easy it'd be for a 5'2" rider, but they claim it can fit one. How do we look? Hey, pretty cool, huh? Would you guys want to talk about the specs and features all day long, or you want to go do the fun part and take it for a ride? Well, come on guys, let's go. All right guys, so here we are out and about on the TST R002. So I'm in PAS 0 right now. Probably not going to want to pedal this thing with no power. It's not the worst, being that this is only 72 pounds, but as a last resort, you can pedal it with no power. Let's go PAS 1. PAS 1 looks like we're maxed out at about 8 miles an hour. PAS 2, that's going to take us up to about 11 or 12. PAS 3. PAS 3 is taking us to about 15. PAS 4, I don't know, up to about 18. And PAS 5, 26, 27. Looks about 27 miles an hour. We'll try that again when we're out on this paved asphalt though. One thing I am noticing right away, you do have to be somewhat deliberate when you're pressing the plus or minus to change the PAS levels. And another thing I'm noticing here, I wear a size 13 shoe, but the back of my foot keeps hitting the passenger peg. Now you can adjust the way you pedal to avoid that, or you can take the pegs off altogether. But that's just something I'm noticing right now. But overall, at 6'2", I like the seating position. Not getting the longest leg extension, but I feel overall it's pretty comfortable to ride. So overall, it's pretty smooth. Suspension's okay. It's soaking up these bumps, but I can already tell you this is not going to be the highest quality suspension, but all that's to be expected when you're dealing with a bike that's at the $1,000 price point. I am noticing the lighter weight of this is very apparent. This thing is very easy to move around. And I stopped a few times. You want to move this bike around, it's very easy to pick up this bike. 72 pounds is very light when we're dealing with e-bikes. And I have to say, right, the cadence system on this bike is pretty smooth. I'm not noticing any abrupt power jumps. It's not laggy. It's giving you power pretty quick. It's giving a smooth onset of power. It doesn't just lump it right in there. So all in all, it's a pretty smooth cadence system. I've ridden a lot of bikes, some much more expensive than this, that have worse implementation of cadence sensors than this bike does. So overall, this is a pretty smooth riding bike. Here we are entering the planks. Maneuverability is a must when dealing with the planks of doom. And this bike definitely offers maneuverability. Predictable power delivery, so it's nice and smooth like I just mentioned. R002 made absolute easy work of the planks. These 20x4" fat tires are a good nice combination of both the big 26x4" fat tires and the smaller 20" wheel. You have the 4" contact path, but you don't have the overall bigger diameter of the bigger tires. But these will soften your ride up a little bit just from the volume of air in the tires. And they're not as heavy as their 26" counterparts. Don't feel that you're making a compromise getting these smaller tires. You're really not. Check out the turning radius on the R002. Pretty much turns around in place. That's definitely a first. I've never seen a turning radius that tight on any bike I've tested. All right, guys, they do claim this bike has a top speed of 32 miles an hour. Keep in mind, I'm 245 pounds. Well, let's see how fast we can get going on the TST R002. Now I'm doing this throttle only. 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, there you have it. Looks like it's getting about 27 miles an hour with me on here. I would bet you could get a little faster with a lighter rider, but nevertheless, guys, we got to deal with the cards we're dealt, and I'm dealt with a 245-pound deck. All in all, this bike feels decently powerful. It says it has 1,500 watts peak. I would guess this bike is closer to 1,000 watts peak, but we don't really have a way to verify that. And another observation, these brakes feel very, very nice. I've ridden e-bikes that cost twice as much as this, that these brakes put those to shame. I've never heard this brand before, but look, when you hit the brakes, just look how much of the front end just immediately dives down. These brakes are very powerful. And I have to say, with this thumb throttle, I do prefer a half twist throttle, but it's not a deal breaker to me. This one actually feels very linear. A lot of e-bike throttles are more or less on or off. This one actually, you can modulate it a bit and get the amount of power you want out of it rather than just having it on or off. So this is a very nice throttle. So this bike feels pretty stable. You can change directions quick, but it doesn't feel like it's wobbling around. Let's give it the no hands test here. No wobble. Nice solid bike. We are showing 3 out of 5 bars already on the battery. This is a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. You're not gonna get an incredible amount of range on this. You're probably gonna get in the area of 25, maybe 30 miles, depending on how you ride. See if we can do a little off-roading. On the TST, these tires do have a knobby profile to them, so you'll be able to do some off-roading as well as the full suspension, but I would not take this bike on anything too crazy. But listen how quiet this bike is. Very, very quiet bike. Exceeding my expectations for a bike at this price point, that's for sure. It feels nice and solid. All right, guys, time for everybody's favorite part of the test, the brake test. Let's see how good the brakes are on this TST R002. These brakes are ridiculously good. It's hard to explain just how hard they grab when you hit these handles, but I'm very shocked at the quality of brakes this bike has, especially for the price point. It's time for everybody's second favorite part of the review, the hill climb. Now, I don't know what grade this hill is because I'm not a nerd, but let's go ahead and see how well the TST R002 climbs this hill. Already in pedal assist 5 and in the lowest gear. So far, no problem, but no problem should be expected yet. Now we're climbing. I'm putting in some input of my own, but we're getting it done. All in all, I don't think this is going to be the best climbing option for you. I'm having to put in some work myself, that's for sure. Coming around the final bend, 8 miles an hour, I'm putting in some input with my legs. Definitely between the seating position, you're not going to be able to put a ton of power from the seated position on this bike. But we got the hill climbed. Not going to be your #1 choice for hill climbing. So you guys have it, it's the TST R002 e-bike. Some things I really like about this bike, well, for starters, the $999 price tag. Second off, I really like this big, comfortable seat. This is a really nice looking seat as well. You have pegs in the passenger area if you want to have a passenger on this bike. And I really like the brakes. The brakes on this bike are awesome. And this bike is only 72 pounds, which is relatively light for e-bikes. Some things I'm not too fond of. Well, I don't really think this bike puts out 1500 watts. I probably guess it's closer to 1000 watts. And with the 15 amp hour battery, you're probably not going to get the best range in the world. I'd guess probably around 25 to 30 miles realistically. And the suspension on this bike is not the best, but for $999, I feel like it's acceptable. But overall, if you're interested in ordering one of these, please use the link in the description of the video. Doing so does help support the channel, and as always, if I have any discounts available for you, they'll be in the description of this video as well. But if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing as well. I mean, no pressure. But anyways, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.